Hey guys, B.O.L.T here. We're here for the last three episodes of rewriting or reimagining season 4 of Miraculous. So, reason why, again, if you didn't catch on yesterday, was that these last three episodes are going to be more original and are actually going to be more in depth. So, last time we were actually. So, to summarize my reimagining universe, um, there are some animal instincts that are popping out. It is a PG-13, 2D animated. It um, it does have some kind of mature content here and there. Like we can't get into gross humor or anything like that. Like for more mature audiences until they're in high school. That way, it's a little bit more appropriate. Right, I would at least push it to 10th grade. That way, they're 16. Um, Whenever they actually can start saying that kind of stuff. But blood can pop out here and there, like someone scratches and there is a little bit of a drizzle. Um, but of course, also Adrian isn't a freaking sunshine child. He actually recognizes that Marinette likes him. But of course, he has a thing for Ladybug, so he'd rather do that. And then when Kagami comes around, he doesn't want to ruin the friendship between her, Marinette, and he can't really get Ladybug. So Kagami is the thing. Marinette actually has a crush on Chat Noir by Weird Dad, but of course, Adrian is first. She can't date Cat Noir because of Hawkmoth, so she goes to Luca, who ends up showing her emotions. But of course, things don't work out by the beginning of season 4. Um, and I say right now, I kind of put Ladybug in a bad light, part 1, but you gotta think she's in this huge stress. I gotta do what I gotta do. She kind of throws everything out the window. Like she tries to slow down at some points, but if she does, there's a huge chance Hawkmoth can't take that opportunity and actually win. Um, so she's too stressed out. So sadly, Chat Noir is the receiving end of this. Um, so I'm gonna say that's what's gonna be happening, and it's just right now we have an extension of some of the stuff we gained. So it's basically I put my own spin on it. Some people aren't dumb. I make Marinette to where she isn't a creep, and Adrian isn't a dumb screw up or like a thirst child with Ladybug. They all build up through the first season to about the same feelings they have for them at the beginning of the original show, but they actually have a development to those feelings. Of course, there's more development on the characters. You get to actually see a little bit better on them because it's kind of like transparent. You have a little bit of things there, and sometimes they contradict each other. And of course, I throw in a few things for the future. But right now, basically, through season 4, fans of the Miraculous team, Marinette, Ladybug herself, Alia, who runs the Lady blog, and also some villains, I'll say, has put a word against him and calls him a bad hero. Which, if this ever got animated, you would see he tries the hardest. Like I said in season 1, he actually fought the only person who can match him in like battle skill would be Ryoku's. Kagami as Ryoku. Everyone else is subpar to him. Even Ladybug, who is like along with him, I'd say she can kind of keep up with him. Like she has more flexibility in battle than the rest, but she's not gonna be anywhere near Ryoku and Adrian in the ways of their battle skill. And I think it's mostly the fact that uh, no one at this point has realized that he doesn't have self-preservation in those moments. When Ladybug is in trouble, he lays down his life to make sure she gets out, which puts him in a bad light, puts him as he can't save the day and make sure his self is protected, and they put him down for it. But then you got to think, for most of the episodes, it does give Ladybug another chance, and does end up winning. Like, especially for what's the name? Zombie Zoo. Zombie Zoo. He stopped most of the crowd from actually touching Ladybug, and it gave her the chance to actually face Zombie Zoo by herself, and this gave the opportunity for them to win. So that's the thing, is just Chat Noir isn't some bad hero, it's just he made his own promise that kind of stopped him from being the best hero that people thought he could be. But anyways, we're on episode 24, Kiro Neko. Basically, the whole big thing right now is that he's kind of pissed. He's done with it. He's done being a hero. And we're going to open on the 16th of June. Details is with the charm-breaking Mega Akuma. Shadow Moth uses every opportunity trying to wear down the heroes. But every time either Adrian hasn't transformed, just leaving his location, or is just arriving to the scene, he, let's see, I just, it's already resolved. There's no Akuma to fight, so basically everyone starts taking notice that he isn't around, which adds to the freaking dumpster fire. And during the latest attack, afterward, there's an interview with Ladybug that they do ask, hey, where's Chat Noir? Why is he absent from all these battles? And it just remarks that he doesn't have anything above the rest of the holders, so he isn't the partner that they originally were in her eyes right now. And he just isn't needed for the task at hand. But that sends Chat Noir, Adrian over, because it's just like, so not only did us against the world not mean anything now, but also you're saying that he isn't useful for some situations where he should be fighting the fight that actually they started. Well, they didn't start, but they're for the reasons that are supposed to be putting it down. The next attack, though, Chat Noir, he tries to prove her wrong in the ways of he isn't needed, but again is late, and everyone is about to leave and they're about to go de-transform and give back the Miraculouses. And Chat tries to help out, but he gets blown off, like, hard. And being the last straw, because this is the last chance before, because the very end of episode 23, I said he would give Ladybug one more chance, and, you know, now he wanted to prove her wrong, and now that he's trying to prove himself, and she just blows him off, that's the last chance. And let's see, he says he'll give the Miraculous back to the real Guardian. So screw your remarks towards me. The real Guardian is gonna get my Miraculous back. Have a good day. And I'm gonna say, even though I put this down, I'm gonna say Ladybug, it just goes over her head, and it's just an anger moment, and she doesn't actually process the situation. And here's where it differs, because now she doesn't have the Miraculous of the cat, and she kind of just does her own thing. And Chat does go and seek out that Guardian. Before he can even take off his ring, the Guardian gives him a new task, which is, he has seen him as Chat, and he gives him huge reward for saying you're self-controlled and you're a quick foot on your foot thinker. And he tells him to study with him to gain peace of mind like a Guardian. That way he can control his emotions and never have to worry about being an Akuma akumatized, and to study the others, to learn with him, to gain a piece. Well, actually, let's see, already did that. And study the others to learn their weaknesses, that so that he can well round himself in battle. And the only work from to only work from the shadows. So he is not to appear to the miraculous holders until Chat Noir thinks it is time, and he thinks he's okay. Of course, this is like a build up. Kuro Neko happens on the 16th, so basically all these Akumas and proving himself, that was all before the 16th. Now it's the 16th, and he's done this stuff, and basically it's going to be a build up. So he's getting training from the Guardian. That way he can no longer get akumatized. He doesn't need a charm, and even if he gets upset, he can instantly tone himself down. So kind of like that thing he does, the Guardian does in the episode where he says, "You can't akumatize me. I'm a master of my own emotions." And of course, he also watches the other miraculous holders. That way, he sees what goes wrong with how they do, especially Ladybug, and now he can make himself the best he can be in battle, which makes him even better than Ryoku by leagues. He does gain the knowledge, allowing him to notice Kuro Neko before every other holder, and during the fight he gains the balance between his two lives and gains his upgraded suit. So now we have a Chat Noir who can't be akumatized because he's a controller of his own emotions. He's starting to well round himself to where he can't freaking be he not akumatized. He can't be akumatized. He's learning under guardianship, so he's not going to be a guardian, but he has the abilities of a guardian. And he also now looks at other people and is able to learn from them. And now he isn't technically a part of the Miraculous team. And I believe the times that they're supposed to patrol past this point, because he's supposed to be only from the shadows, Ladybug just thinks it as he's too busy or he's doing his own Chat Noir thing, because it went over her head, so she doesn't really think he gave up. And like I said, he does know who he is now. He's both. He, instead of transforming into a new holder and getting this new personality, he is both Chat Noir and Adrian. He has the self-control of Adrian. He can hold manners. He can hold himself in a conversation. And he also has the energetic side of Cat Noir. He can throw puns and stuff. But thing is, his two sides clash, and it depends on the moment, and he can choose between the two. So he's the best self he can be right now. He will still develop because there's other life experiences. But yeah. And then he has an upgraded suit, which I will say, I will give him something close to future Chat Noir, but not as flashy. So he'll have the green stripes. But I'll say the future Chat Noir has more of a Nightwing suit where it has the padded gloves, the more acrobatic fit. It's just a regular Chat Noir suit with green lining. He does get his hair a little bit different. I'll say he'll gain a. I don't know if I want to give him a ponytail or not. We'll give him the ponytail. That way he's different from the rest. And then let's see here. The Guardian does tell him after he gets the upgraded suit, you now know the balance between the destruction of the cat has with creation. So basically now he can basically see Ladybug, whatever she creates, and if it teeters towards the side, he can balance it out with its destruction. So he's fully realized his powers. But of course, he does know about the drawbacks thanks to Dearest Family. He does know that there is drawbacks to the upgraded suit. But of course, Plague is already hungry as it is and constantly eats, so there's no difference. He is able to beat Kiro Neko and just leave an Akuma for Ladybug to de-akumatize. Actually, no, this is a Senti monster, so it doesn't go like that. Mari does get stressed out with no sign of Chat Noir because she does start noticing that he isn't normally late for these things. And of course, we did say that they built a friendship. So Adrian starts taking up his more Chat Noir things. Like he normally would have hanged with Mari if he would have been Adrian and hanged with Mari. But of course, now he's trying to be a full-time hero. Aside from his normal life. So Mari Chat visits aren't happening. The end scene though is Gabriel seeing no flaws in the heroes, making him think that they take no risk. So episode 25, Risk, June 29th. So we are actually almost 2 weeks since Kiro Neko. Adrian has gained a lot of knowledge at this point. Everyone's trying to kind of see Chat Noir out of the cycle period. He's no longer like recognized as a hero, which is just amazing to Chat Noir because he loves how he can be just thrown out of the window the second he tries to do his own thing. But the details is that Hawkmoth akumatizes a boy to where he doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. So he's akumatized, but he doesn't make it to where he looks like a villain. So everyone is taking a lot of risk in love and goals and jobs and rejection in regular life. And some heroines are trying to get doing some risk. Adrian told by Gabriel that he'll be leaving with Lila on a fashion tour, secretly having him leave before chaos. Felix and Kagami call Adrian out for his feelings of leaving and not doing anything about them. Felix instead switches the two. That way Adrian can go do whatever he's doing while Felix uses his bravery to actually say something against Gabriel. Of course, this isn't his only mission. I will say the only last time we seen Felix was, of course, the episode Felix. I think one of the things that I will keep from that original episode was that Chat Noir said, the way you act and the way you do things makes you to where you don't have friends. And Felix, like else than his mom and his father, he didn't have any real connected. He didn't even have his look-like cousin. So now he's kind of putting things together. He's still kind of on the more arrogant and more self-attained side, but yet he now has Adrian's feelings in because this was his best friend when they were growing up, and they've seen each other a little bit more, but now he kind of wants to build a better relationship with them, not having a mom and not having a dad. So he wants to kind of do whatever he can for Adrian. So now he wants to do him a solid and try to do this for him. But of course, he also does one of his self things. Is last time he stole the ring for his mom. Now he thinks there's a Hawkmoth is Gabriel, so he wants to kind of look in on it. And he does note that Gabriel is leaving his room, so he goes to investigate and finds both the false miraculous of the butterfly and the peacock. So he instantly knows it's Hawkmoth because no one else would have a false miraculous because you can't fake that. And also the book of the miraculous. And I'll say he does attain the tablet and just deletes the book off of it. That way the book is no longer on the table. And I love what I'm going to do with Felix. And he's about to put the spyglass on, but the second he's about to go looking for the fingerprints onto the photo, universe change. Gabriel walks in right when he's about to do it, And basically, Felix plays it off as he was just Adrian coming in to go against what the tour. And of course, every time Felix tries to make an argument for Adrian, Gabriel, being a controlling father and a cold father, locks it down. And Felix, the only thing he can do for his cousin now is take his place. And of course, even though he really isn't got a lot of, he doesn't want to do it, but of course, he did promise Adrian he'd do it, at least try to get him out of it, so he fully commits to it. And he does set up a text for Adrian about a spyglass, which I actually just remember what it was, but to actually find out where it is, where to look, and basically he also, I also say he also will tell him that I am leaving instead of you. It's all on you. Do what you want. You are now taking my spot. Make sure you do check upon my mother. And I have an alibi for you. Basically, Felix will make him. He will set up a video chat with his Amelie and basically say, "Hey, I'm gonna go. I think not abroad, but I'm gonna go do some trip. I'm gonna go by myself, do something." And of course, being the nice mother she is, lets him do it. Just make sure she keeps up with it. So just Adrian now has to do what he needs to do, what he wants to do. But thing is, he can't fall back into the line of Adrian. So this may complicate some friendships and may make some people not, very confused. Of course, there's a lot of things that I kind of took out. There is no sentient monster between the twins, if that's even a thing that's going to happen. Only reason I want that to freaking happen is if Emily were to give the last little bit of breath of air that she has in her body, thanks to the illness and all that, to, like, if Adrian died in a car crash, she would give an amok to him to bring him back to life, or Felix would be the only child at the time, so they would want a child that's just like him and have a copycat. But the thing is, it makes it hard because you just gave your twin sister a sentient monster, and you gotta say something. So I'm gonna say sentient monster doesn't exist. Another thing is the Ladybug ending where she goes to try to stop Adrian. That doesn't happen. Of course, back on Adrian's side, he sees Felix take off, but of course, he can't really do anything at this point because if he were to do anything, it would, mess up what he's doing right now, and he can't really leave because he'll be basically under constant surveillance, so no chat noir. And he feels like something's about to go down, so he can't really risk it, and of course, Felix did say he's got this. So he goes, finds the spyglass, he finds the fingerprints, opens the secret passageway into the elevator, and discovers the lair, the butterfly farm, and his mom in a coma. So he confirms, just by the butterflies alone, in the lair is a huge temp point, his father's Hawkmoth. And what's great is now he has guardian training, so this reveal doesn't make him have any negative emotions. He just now knows, I know what I gotta do. I don't like what I see, but the thing is, I need to do anything for everyone else's sake. So now Adrian has the knowledge of Hawkmoth. There is no redoing this information. He now knows Adrian has that Gabriel's Hawkmoth, and there is no Bunnix. There is no second chance. This is how things are gonna be for this universe. And basically, he's gonna go back, and he's going to oh, sorry, my neck. He's gonna actually try to do something, and now that he's Felix, there is no tracker on him. There is no he's Cat Noir's, and basically he can do what he wants. There is no modeling needed. There is no Cat Noir kind of infliction. So now, as long as he does what he does, and I say, basically after this, he'll take away the dress up as Felix, but he'll start looking like something else. That way, Gabriel's gonna figure something's up if he sees Felix wandering around. So Adrian's gonna have to dress up something else. He's gonna start wearing hoodies and stuff. That way he can get around without being suspicious. Um, and then, of course, Adrian has a separate bank account, so he's got free reign on money. Um, And basically, now we have a free Adrian that can now turn into Cat Noir and live his own life. The only thing is he kind of can't really contact friends without kind of busting that secret. The end scene is that Hawkmoth finally makes Strike Back. And episode 26 is named Strike Back, not Shadow Moth's final attack, because I'm done with these stupid titles. I understand it's supposed to be technically Shadow Moth's last attack because he loses the Butterfly Miraculous. No, because that's stupid. We'll just do it by Strike Back. That way it feels hype. Or Striking Back, baby. And this happened the next. Actually, I kind of want to push it on July 1st. That way Adrian has the chance to kind of Miranda. Felix has been gone for a while. Gabriel has tried an Akuma 2 just to make sure the risk worked. Because your powers aren't strict to one existence, because Mayora was able to make multiple Senti monsters as Feast was still alive. So he can turn off the Miraculous and make another Akuma. So as Brisk is doing its own thing, he makes an Akuma to make a little bit of a science experiment. And I don't have anything written down for this one, but I have the idea of this. So basically, Strike Back starts attacking everyone. The Miraculous team line up, every single one of them. The only one that I will say that can't show up is Sabrina, because her father is kind of locking them down because of the police and all that are trying to control the chaos. So Sabrina is with her father, Roger. So there's not really a way to kind of sneak her away without revealing a huge that the heroes are getting formed. So that gives the reason for a dog Miraculous. Because remember, she isn't Chloe's slave anymore. Now she's on her own person after Penalty. But of course, we also have to worry about the Adrian and Felix timeline. I will say Ladybug will still go ahead and try to grab Adrian out of the train and try to bring him into the equation. Well, actually, at this point, he should be off the train, so she'll figure out where Adrian's last photo shoot is, teleport to him, grab him. Well, Felix. And, actually, we'll keep the 30th. We'll keep the 30th as the thing. That way they're still on the train. She goes and gets Felix, which she thinks is Adrian. He becomes the new dog Miraculous. We're not going to give crap about it because after this situation, Miss the dog Miraculous will be still Sabrina. But let's see here. Then let's see. Of course, Adrian as Cat Noir will, of course, be looking around, looking from the sidelines, figuring out what's happening. Figure out real quick that every time Miraculous Holder touches them, it duplicates that power. That way, there is no Cat Noir, don't touch that, because it's going to get your Cataclysm and make more problems. Cat Noir knows this, and because he even with risk affecting him, he still has that Guardian training. And then he does know about Hawkmoth at this point, so I'm trying to think. So he's trying to figure out what to do, what's the best point. Felix becomes the new Dog Miraculous, and they do their normal thing. When they start having too much problems, Chat Noir finally comes in when everyone feel like they're gonna lose, and it says, "Hey, I'm back," and everyone's like, "Holy crap, where have you been, man?" "Oh, I've been doing my own thing, being the best me." Shows off his upgraded suit, and before Ladybug can start trying to make a plan, he's like, "Hold on, I already know what to do," and he makes the situation for Ladybug and puts it out right to use Carapace to shield off the strike back. That way they can't go any further. Make a portal for them to just slip through and go straight to the sun, and that way, and also have the Dog Miraculous. Well, actually, no, because that can't really work. We'll go ahead and say that Shadow Noir was able to grab it real quick before they noticed it, because he is trained more, and it instantly works. With Shadow Noir being back in the frame for a little bit, he's instantly able to fix things and take them out. And here's the thing: is during the fight, there is still the Carapace protects Rena Firmern, which means she does recognize, Ladybug does recognize that Alia did end up telling Nino the secret that she's back. So now she still has to take back the Fox Miraculous, because now she can't trust her best friend with a Miraculous and have her in the background anymore. So now there's no there's no permanent Miraculous holders else than Shadow Noir and Ladybug again. After everything gets set back. And of course, then everyone realizes that Felix went missing somewhere. And Shadow Noir, him being the one that plans, he instantly says to tell Pegasus to make another portal real quick. Because they all powered back up just to make sure everything was fine, because that was a big battle. He goes off to the train to see Felix is asleep. Who is that? So all the Miraculous are collected. Everyone's back to the normal thing. Cat Noir comes back. And it's revealed to Ladybug that it was not Felix, and that he is in a coma of sorts, and realized that there is lipstick on his lips. Then here's the reveal, is that Lila was akumatized. Lila was akumatized to become chameleon again. So now she's kissed Felix, the only person that probably would have actually gone along with it. And Felix wouldn't have actually freaking taken the Miraculous this time around. He actually cares about people. So now, Lila is the reason for the Miraculous getting taken. She goes back to Gabriel. She offers it. There is no ring transference. But she does say, if you want the Ladybug thing, I still want to have my part and be your full-time partner as the Peacock Miraculous holder. And of course, they exchange that. He gains all the Miraculous. And in the end, every Miraculous holder's lost their Miraculous. Ladybug is completely disappointed in herself. And Chat Noir, again, even though he had all this happen to him, he's still a better person than he was and more focused. And he says, even though all of this has happened, I'm still with you. It's us still against the world. And of course, we have the whole Hawkmoth ending with, I am now going to constantly attack you. And I did say this in last part yesterday, that there's a season 5 idea. This isn't predictions of what season 5 is going to be, but here's how I think it should be, because this is my reimagining. Basically, in season 5, like Hawkmoth has said, it's a constant attack on the Parisians. No one can leave. No one can go anywhere. So there's no new reinforcements. The only people that may come in here and there is during the times that there is no attacks. And this will be in the span of 2 months before the ninth grade. So basically, it's just Chat Noir and Ladybug trying their hardest with both. Like, Chat Noir is in the best place of mind, but Ladybug is all over the place. It does get them in trouble a few times, but I feel like else than some Akumas, there will be no lending the Miraculous. He will be alongside that Akuma, trying to attack them with his full force. And of course, after a few episodes in, I'd probably by episode 5, Chat Noir says, "I'm done with this sappy stuff." They end up talking about all the stuff. Everyone does apologize for Cat Noir. So now they hold him as a hero. They regret what they said. Ladybug says, "I'm sorry, I was just overcome with stress. I'd still seen you as my best friend. It's just at that time, it's I did whatever the Guardian could, and then all's forgiven, of course. Just, don't say stuff like that unless you know you're gonna truly mean it." So of course, Cat Noir brings her to the Guardian. They start training. That way, Ladybug can't be taken over as an Akuma. So I'll say I'm going to say at least one episode where Ladybug was akumatized and does become Heartbreaker, which is one of my favorite OCs of the akumatized type, which is basically after Adrian. It's in the comic where Adrian rejects Marinette, and she goes back and gets akumatized as Ladybug into Heartbreaker. And that is one of my favorite comics so far. But I believe at least one of those episodes should be that, before he and the Guardian teach Ladybug to stop being akumatized, to get herself into point of mind. They both start training together. That way, they start getting better together. Chat Noir, of course, starts telling each other them, and I would say there is a reveal. There is no sappy stuff though, because they say we can deal with our emotions after Hawkmoth is defeated, and of course the Guardian does allow it to happen because now they're both trained under a Guardian. So both Chat Noir and Ladybug are now just Marinette and Adrian in real life, and they don't have to worry about hiding from each other. Just make sure it's clear so they don't get found out. So the reveal, Ladybug and Cat Noir are trained together. That way they can sharpen up. Neither can be akumatized over feelings, and basically it's just an all-out fight between Akumas and this. I don't know his name because there has been a design reveal that he's like this godly-looking being, and it's just, I would love to see that. Basically just full fight. And the only thing I will say at the very end, it's not my favorite point, but I say it should be the point, is that it's not a complete thought, but I think Bunnix should come back. Either, actually, there's two different thoughts. Either future Bunnix goes back and gives them Miraculous that'll save them, that way they can retrieve their own current times Miraculous, or Alex does eventually gain the Bunny Miraculous on her own by her father saying these are desperate times, so I will give you something. That way it gives you a little bit of hope. Here's your mother's keepsakes, which was the clock, but it never opened for her, and Alex gets to open it, gets to become Bunnix, and I believe they should finish the season with Bunnix being the most powerfulest of the Miraculous holders, even with Hawkmoth gaining all these new abilities. She's the one who can travel through freaking time, not like a reset of time, but complete time. That way, they can fight, and she notices that he's doing stuff, and she just starts going through time, grabbing them, telling the moments when they can grab the Miraculous off of him, and just slowly strip him down. And in the very end, when Hawkmoth thinks he can get away, Adrian shocks him with the reveal, and it puts him in place where he loses the Butterfly Miraculous. And I just believe that is like the best thing. Like, of course, I will say the whole Hawkmoth, future Hawkmoth thing, I don't know how to kind of place it, but I feel like that sometime in the future after the high school years is when they start losing. Like, of course, Lila will return and become the new Maiwara, but I feel like she's the high school. Actually, she is the high school villain. But whenever they're finally done with high school, that's when they lose the Hawkmoth Miraculous. Anyways, I have to go to the bathroom. I also am done with this video. That's my thoughts on the new reimagining of the last 3 episodes and my ideas of season 5. All right, bye bye.